Hallo, welkom hier so by Farmboek. Okay, ons is hier so by Balfour dag. Ons het David Blackwood hier van Massey Ferguson. Hy gaan ons 'n bietjie vertel van hulle nuwe snymasjien wat hulle het, die DM408 en presies wat behels hierdie masjien en hoekom is hy nou so uniek en regtig fenomenaal. So kom ons luister. David, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
You enjoying South Africa?
I'm loving the weather, thank you.
Very, very good. Listen, Massey Ferguson is really focusing now on high equipment and so forth. Tell us a little bit more. We've got the new mower here. Exactly why is this mower so special and what gives it the edge above other mowers?
Well, thank you very much. And yes, that's correct. Massey Ferguson today are a full line provider. We now have a full forage product machine offering, starting from disc mowers, tedders and rakes, round balers, square balers. But here today, what I want to start with is our range of professional series disc mowers. As you can see in the range here, there are 4 models. They start down here to 3 meter machine, right up to 4.5 meter working width machine. The example we have here today, and we'll be driving this tomorrow, is the Massey Ferguson DM408 Lift Mower. With these Massey Ferguson machines, the numbers have a meaning. The D stands for disc, M is for mower, 4 means it's a 4 meter working width, 8 is the number of discs, and TL stands for the Lift hydraulic ground pressure control system.
Okay, just repeat that, lift.
The turbolift system is the system we use to control how much pressure or weight of the mower is carried on the ground versus how much is transferred onto the tractor.
Okay, so there's some other, it looks like almost like a compressor thing here. Is that part of this whole system?
This is part of the turbolift system. This is the how you set the pressure in the system. So you can adjust how much pressure in the system, and that will control how much weight is on the cutter bar when it's riding on the ground and how much of the mower is carried on the tractor linkage. So if you have very hard dry conditions like today here, you can put a lot of weight on the ground because you don't want the mower bouncing. But if it was a very wet condition with soft soil conditions, you would increase the hydraulic pressure in this system, and that would reduce the weight of the cutter bar on the ground, so it wouldn't damage the field, it wouldn't contaminate your crop by ploughing into the ground.
Awesome. And because you showed me something just now there, where if you put weight on this side or you actually lift it up, just explain to me exactly why it is that you can lift the mower up so easily here.
Well, the mower here, even though the tractor is stopped, the mower is in its working condition, so there is pressure in the turbolift system. And to show you that, I can lift this disc mower. Remember, this is a 4 meter disc mower. It's a heavy disc mower. I can still lift that with my hand
very easily,
and you can see the deflection in the tractor tire there, which shows that there's still a lot of weight of this mower has been transferred onto the tractor.
I think just walk around there so I can just show them. So wat julle kan sien hier is dat daar regtig baie gewig op die trekkerwiel is, en ek het net nog gekyk toe hy hom oplig, dan kan jy duidelik sien hoe daai pressure basies afgaan daarso. And then you were showing me something else here.
Well, just to talk about the mower itself, it's a very heavy duty mower. You can see the headstock here itself is a very heavy duty frame and support arm. This headstock here is designed to support a mower that's 4.5 meters wide. So at 4 meters or 3.5 meters, it's over engineered, so you have a lot of safety factor in there, so you got a lot of reliability and a long life in tough conditions. The PTO itself, you can see it's driven, or the mower itself is driven by shafts. There's one shaft from tractor PTO, and then another shaft directly in here to the mower gearbox. So there's no belts on this mower, so it's a shaft driven mower, so it's very heavy duty. There's no danger of those belts slipping.
Okay, and then there's a new patented system on this mower, which...
That's correct, yes. On these turbolift mowers we have this, what we call a slide guard in here, where we have a channel section on the actual cutter bar and these spigots on the frame, and this allows the mower to oscillate up and down as it follows the ground, but it stops it twisting, which reduces the stress on this center pin here, so increases the working life of this pin.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, and then in terms of if I want to change what do you call it? I want to change a disc or a blade on the disc. So
yeah,
how do I do that? It's going to be difficult.
Not really, not on the Massey Ferguson system. We have our own quick blade change system on these. I'll just quickly walk around and demonstrate it for you. And actually, when I'm there, I will also show you our safety protection system in case you hit an obstruction in the field. So if you want to come round with me here. So the first thing, we have to use this tool to open the cover for safety requirements. And here we are, we've got the cutter bar itself, and as you can see there's 8 discs here along the full width of the cutter bar, so 8 discs. First thing you'll notice as you look at this cutter bar is the diameter of those discs. They're a bigger diameter.
Very big. Most ordentlik groot hierdie goed. If you can just put your hand on one of those, then you can just get an idea for the size of them. Yeah. So what's the reason for that?
Well, basically on these mowers, for 1 meter cutting width, we have only got 2 discs, and the benefit of that is that, one, because it's a bigger diameter, you have a good long overhang here, so you can cut quite short without having to put it at so deep an angle. Also, because it's a large diameter, the blade is traveling at a faster speed, so you get a cleaner cut. And if you've got a mower with a conditioner, it lifts the grass up into the conditioner. So a number of benefits of having the big discs.
And another thing, I just want to know the drive of this. You've got gear drives throughout the whole bed here, or what's the drive?
On this here we have a unique system. Again, we have a hexagonal shaft system. So running along the back of the cutter bar here is a very heavy hexagonal shaft. And then from that there's a set of gears to each disc. The advantage of that is that you get the same power to this disc as you get to the disc at the other end.
You don't have the friction.
You don't have the power loss that you have on conventional mower cutter bars, which have a spur gear driveline. So again, another unique feature on these mowers. We talked about the quick blade change system. It's a very simple system. But the big advantage of this over any competitive machine is you can take your hand off the tool, and then you have both hands free to take the blade out.
So the competitors, their system, you need to keep the tool in place.
And most of your competitors, you have to keep pressure on this here, a lot of pressure.
and then usually there's some issue.
And then try to do this. Whereas with the Massey Ferguson here, it's hands free, and you have both hands free to put it back and just check that it's turning properly.
Makes a lot of sense.
So that's the chain. Now, just another feature when we're talking about the cutter bar, all these disc mowers here come with what we call the drive guard system. Now this is our shear protection system. So if you are working in a field and you hit an obstruction like a stone or a piece of wood, then and the disc is stopped suddenly, this here is underneath this cover, and it breaks off at these 6 predetermined shear points. So all the driver has to do is come out, take off this cover, take out the disc, put a new one in, and off he goes again. So you can do it.
Awesome. So that's, I don't know what's the English term of that, but like I want to say a brake bolt, but
shear bolt.
Shear bolt. Yeah.
But a very simple system. You can do it in the field in 5-10 minutes. And the other advantage is the oil which is inside the cutter bar is not contaminated, because you don't have to open the cutter bar, so the oil is kept clean.
That's a big advantage.
A big advantage, yeah. So
awesome.
So that's just some of the things on the cutter bar on this heavy duty mower. Right, to make sure that you don't lose the blade or the quick blade change tool, there is obviously a nice storage place for it in here, so it always stays with the machine.
That's always there with the machine.
And when you get the machine new, you get the standard two replacement shear discs.
And in terms of cost, I reckon they're not that expensive, eh?
No, like I can only give you European prices.
Yeah, but that's more or less just to get an idea.
About €10.
No, that's let's say $150, something like that. So more or less.
Yeah.
And then what I want to know is, so how long has the DM408 been on the market? The turbolift system and so forth?
Well, the turbolift system, we've been making that probably for about 5 or 6 years. This range of mowers were introduced in Europe probably 2014. The first ones came into South Africa 2016, brought in at the request of JW, the dealer here in Ermelo and Standerton.
Yeah.
One of the guys from there went across to Agritechnica in Germany and seen one of these at our stand and thought this is the perfect machine for South Africa, and placed an order, and we brought the first machines in.
Awesome. So the all I wanted to know is really, so they've been running in Europe for 5-6 years now.
5-6 years, yes. Yeah.
And no real problems with them. It's a tried and tested system.
It's a very tried and tested system. As you can see, it's a very heavy system. Another market where we have a lot of success with this mower is actually in New Zealand, where they drive the machines very hard over there. But they do like this, especially the 3.5 meter version of this. It's probably our best selling machine in New Zealand.
And what I want to know is this versus a trailed machine. Would you say with the turbolift system and the floating and the patented system that you've got here, that you eliminate most of the problems that we've had with traditional mowers in the past?
Well, I think with the 3-point linkage system here, I think you'll get better ground following. It's also a lot more manoeuvrable for turning around compared to the trail mowers, and also for transport on the road when you can fold it behind the tractor. So what we're finding in Europe, the market is moving away from trail mowers and to these turbo lift mowers.
But reason for that is the maneuverability.
Maneuverability compared to a trail mower. The tractors in Europe are getting bigger. Tractors here in South Africa are getting bigger, so they can carry a bigger mower on the 3-point linkage now.
And ease of transport and all that.
Ease of transport, yeah.
David, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
And enjoy the rest of your time here in SA.
I'm sure I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much.